Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and I'm starting this video with a headshot, which I don't usually do because I don't particularly like doing them, but I wanted to say sorry that I haven't been releasing videos for a little while. It's the last 6 or so weeks. My two lovely daughters have been off school, so I haven't had really much time being a full-time carer as well, so I haven't really had time to release videos, and that's why this one is a bit later than usual, being August roundup, and we're already a week into September. But hopefully from now on, we're going to be able to crank out some videos, at least a couple a month, which I haven't been able to do because I've been a busy dad and a busy carer and what have you. But I just wanted to come on and say, I realise that I haven't been releasing much lately, but I am hoping to up my productivity and get some more done for you in the future. But thanks for bearing with me, and this is what I've got done this month. So the first miniature I painted up is another one of these zombies from Zombicide 2nd Edition, which is the modern Zombicide game, and obviously 2nd Edition. So far I haven't really been that impressed with the zombie sculpts. I have only done about 4 different sculpts, so maybe the rest are going to be better, but the ones that I've done are not particularly good. The faces are very roughly done, and it's hard to really pick out any sort of detail on the faces. But I guess that's kind of okay in a zombie game because there's zombies, and you're gonna have hundreds of them, or if not hundreds, you're gonna have quite a few on the board at a time, and it's more about numbers and the horde rather than individual ones looking particularly good. So here's another one, which I'm not even sure what he's meant to be wearing. He's got skateboard and knee pads. But yeah, he's kind of strange. I don't know if he got attacked while he was skateboarding, maybe, and he turned into a zombie. Yeah. But yeah, I painted them up in bright colours, as I always do for my modern zombies, because that's the one good thing about modern miniatures, are that you can, paint them up in a variation of colours, as opposed to, say, if you're painting up a fantasy miniature, generally speaking, you're going to keep the drab colours unless they have, like, a heraldry or whatever on their coat of arms, etc., on their surcoats. So, yeah, another one of these female ones. I tried to highlight, like, the coat. You can kind of see, I think you can see that it's to give it that sort of puffer jacket look, the raised sections and lower sections, etc. And she's running in shorts and a puffer jacket. Yes. I guess you're sweating the calories off really good. So, yeah, this is another one. And this one, her face is terrible. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's going to look okay in a group, but really as an individual miniature, not really that great, and because it's not great, I'm not having that much fun painting them, and I don't put much time into them. So next we have the Deathclaw from Fallout Wasteland Warfare miniatures game. Now this is the one that I was a little bit dreading painting, because sometimes when you look at a miniature, you just get intimidated by it or whatever, and it's this like green plastic ones, that came in the core box. And I felt that way a little bit about this one. I just didn't know what to do with it. I know what they look like. I've played the game. I've got screenshots of him. But I was struggling. So in the end, I just started painting him. And this is kind of what we got. And, I think on the board or on the table, he's going to look okay. He's not going to win any prizes for, in a beauty contest. He's not going to get second prize at all. But yeah. And wow, doesn't he look a bit like Balrog from that angle? Yeah. But yeah, I painted it dusty, and he's a Deathclaw, and I quite enjoyed painting a bigger miniature. But really, I couldn't really put a lot of detail into him because I just wasn't really inspired to do so. So then we're over to the Vanguard Kings of War game, and I have had the Basilian part of the 2-player starter box, and this is what I'm painting them up. Like, my friend has had the Night Stalkers and I had the Basilians, so if you don't know who the Basilians are, they're like kind of crusaders who were met by an angel who came down and sort of rescued mankind from the Night Stalkers and the evil that was taking over the world. So the Basilians became enamored by these angels and kind of become a holy kingdom. And they might have taken it a little bit too far, you know. They might be a bit sort of militant in their beliefs, but they are, you know, they were at one point the only, like, the last line of defense against the Night Stalkers, you know, so they fought back. But maybe they've taken it a little bit too far now that, you know, there are other races and other creatures fighting back against the Night Stalkers, etc. So those two were the two men at arms that you just saw. Now this was a polearmsman or a spearman. I'm not quite sure what the names for the particular units at the moment, but I quite like him. I quite like these miniatures. You know, they've got a bit of an old school GW, if you want, sort of Empire look to them with their you know, plumage, etc. And they've also got that, you know, sort of fantasy Age of Sigmar or whatever thing going on. Especially their heroes more than the actual standard foot soldiers like these guys are. But, you know, I'm painting them up like they do in the box, you know, and in the books. So that sort of nicely clean and, you know, these are like, you know, holy order. They're not like the riffraff, so, you know, they're quite clean. They keep their tabards as clean as possible, you know. They pursel it. And, yeah, they keep themselves nice and clean. So this is one of the crossbowmen, because I wanted to have some range in the game, because I think my opponent has less range than myself, so I wanted to throw in a few range units to try and pick off a few as they come at me. And here's the second one, loading his crossbow with a nasty looking bolt. But yeah, I've gone for the silver armour with the gold trim. You know, this blue I love. I use it on too many miniatures because future fantasy or modern, I tend to use it. So this is not a sister of Sigmar. This is a Basilian priestess, I think they call them. So yeah, she's got this rather wicked looking flail that she's swinging around. And I've actually forgot to put the blue mark on the flank of the base, which I'm going to denote where the rear of them are, but I kind of forgot to put it on. So on this one, you're going to get top marks if you can spot the piece of the miniature which doesn't actually belong. I'll give you a second. Nice looking miniature, you know, nice pose. Have you spotted it? Okay, so it is this leg here that's sticking out. It came without a leg. I know if I complained to Mantic, they would have replaced it, but I just couldn't be bothered. So I've actually chopped off a leg from a zombie miniature from the Dead Zone, and I've glued it on, you know, painting it the same, bending it, etc. And I think it blends in well. You know, you can tell when you're looking at it now that it doesn't belong. You know, it's a bigger leg than the other one. But I think on the table, it's not going to really be visible. And I kind of like the miniature, you know. I like the way that she's bending down, you know, or kneeling to shoot her bow. Probably not very practical way of shooting a bow, actually, because, yeah, you'd probably be able to draw it better if you're standing, you know, get your whole body into it. But, you know, she's a kick-ass woman, and she can draw her bow while squatting. And, yeah, it must be a short bow, too. So then we got this Gar Panther, I think they call them, or something like that. Really nice little miniatures. Going to be like fast-moving attack things. I've kept it very plain, you know, one colour with a wash and then a dry brush. But I haven't changed, I haven't put a pattern on it, etc. She's just, you know, she's as she is. And I think she looks really nice with her silver and gold armour plates. Yeah. I'm looking forward to actually playing this game. And the bases are texture, you know, paint base with a few tufts just to, you know, break up the brown and, you know, make it look a bit more like the battlefield's been churned up, but there is still some grass left there. So that's it. I've painted up 16 miniatures. Plus this, I painted up, I got the Battlefield Scenics for the game. So this is this beacon or signal pyre, and I painted it up. I don't count this amongst my painted list, even though I've painted it, obviously. But yeah, I've painted it up. And I think the flames look okay, a bit cartoonish, they don't look real. But I don't paint flames very often, and I think it came out quite well. I'm kind of pleased with how it looks. So yeah, that's what I got painted this month, and hopefully I will be able to make my next video a bit more promptly and a bit more on time. But until then, I'm going to say thanks for being with me, and goodbye for now from Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.